Thank you. Representative Shaw in debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I do have a few thoughts on this bill. The first is, we had a debate on another issue, and Chair Oliva said it great. We were talking about banners. And there's a banner being thrown around here of accountability, but I don't know from where. I haven't heard a problem. I haven't heard another state doing this. I haven't heard that this is a good idea other than a judge has never lost. So that's the lack of accountability, that a judge has never lost in Florida. In Iowa, 3 judges lost. It's the only difference between us and Iowa. They got the same merit retention, 3 judges lost, which would mean, if you follow the logic, that Iowa is accountable and we are not. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. I don't understand the problem. The founders of this country bequeathed to us the greatest form of government ever on this earth. And they saw fit to have judges appointed for good behavior and life. The U.S. Constitution, it's in there. I guess in Florida we know better than the founders. I guess in Florida we know better than Alexander Hamilton. Because in Federalist Paper 78, you can read it if you want to have some fun, he talks about why it is important to have judges there for life. I don't know more than Alexander Hamilton. I do not know more than the founders, but I do know a fake banner when I see it. We haven't had a Democratic governor since 1998. So if this was a partisan argument I was going to make, I would tell you, let's rotate all of them out, because I want new judges in there because my party hadn't been appointed them. I'm not doing that. I'm making the separation of powers argument. I'm making the argument of what's right. I'm not making a partisan argument. I don't care who appointed them. Judges are already accountable. Appellate judges run for merit retention in this state. The voters see them. The 70th Justice of the Florida Supreme Court was my father, Leander J. Shaw, Jr. He faced the voters twice. In 1990, he wrote an opinion, a very controversial abortion opinion. He was the Chief Justice at the time. He was subjected to a vigorous merit retention battle. Vigorous. He had to campaign all over the state. We got racist mail in our mail. We got pictures of dead babies in our mail. I'm being told on this floor that's not accountable. That doesn't make any sense to me either. My father served 20 years on the appellate bench. He was appointed in '83. So under this proposal, he would have been off the bench in about 95. I want to talk about 2 cases that he sat on after that period. One of them is Gore v. Harris, the case that determined who the President of the United States would be. But we want a merit retention process, a term limit process that has justices on the Florida Supreme Court for 12 years. The other case was Provenzano v. Moore. That is the case in which the electric chair in the state of Florida, it was decided we should move to lethal injection. Neither one of those cases would he have been eligible to sit on under this proposal. What type of justices do we want deciding those cases? This is extremely important. The Florida Supreme Court determines those kind of cases. Those kind of cases, life, death, the president, all sorts of disputes that have risen up from the bottom. And we believe that we don't need the best of the best who've been there the longest and who have the experience. We've talked about why the judicial branch needs stability more than any other branch. That's why the business community is against this. You need to know what type of judges you have. You need to know what kind of temperament you have. You don't want a whole bunch of new judges circling in and out of the appellate bench. That's why the Florida Bar is against this. That's why the Chamber is against this. That's why all the business community is against this. Everybody's against this, except the people waving a banner of accountability. Again, no other state does this. This is not a good idea. This is something we're going to regret if we do this. I'm going to sleep good at night knowing that I made this speech on the floor, and I'm going to vote the right way. Vote down.